Good morning, guys. It is January 14th, 2012, 9:17 a.m. And most of us are pretty much well aware of this photograph. Well, actually, we're aware of this photograph with an alleged heavy mass object or spaceship or whatever in the picture. This one is the one that was posted on Ian's blog spot by him in 2010. He says that this picture, the original reason why this picture was taken was for this object over here, which is a comet. Comet Hartley, I believe. And then this one is the same exact image, except that there's something here. Okay? Donny is now trying to say that everybody's focusing in on this and nobody's focusing in on this little object over here. This thing. Okay? In order for you guys to see this video better, put it full screen, because obviously these areas you're going to be, if you watch it regularly, you're going to be like, what is she talking about? Okay? I've seen a lot of pictures of people that use, telescopes to take pictures of whatever. And sometimes there's areas of the image that are overexposed or underexposed. And there's little specks places that really don't have anything to do with the sky. It's just the resolution, the imaging, the overexposure, the underexposure, whatever it is. Okay, but it happens a lot. So for the sake of using the same image that Donny used instead of Ian's, we'll use Donny's. This is a link. I'll put the link to both of them right below the video. You guys can do this on your own. I have saved them to the computer, but I'm just going to go ahead and do a copy image and then come and paste it into Photoshop. So let's take this, copy, paste as new image. Okay, let's open that up, put it off to the side, keep this one here. All right, now this is the image from right here. Okay, actually bring it closer. This happens to be in several places in this image. If you look closely, you can see one that's very similar right here. You can see one that's very similar, where was the other one? Here, right there. And I believe there was one more over here. But for right now, let's take a snapshot of that. Copy, paste as new image. Really don't need it to be that big. And where's the other one? Oh, down here there's one. Okay. Paste as new image. So let's work with these three for now. Bring this down. And all we have to do is open them up. This is the image in question, or this is the part of the image in question. This is the part of the image in question. And we really don't need to go that big. And this is a part of the image in question. Okay? You can see, we'll blow it up as much as we can. And bring it over. Do the same to this. one, do the same to this one. Okay. I guess we'll do it this way since the other one is too low. So this is the one that was closest to the alleged heavy mass object. This is the one that was up to the left. This is the one that was on the bottom. They are the exact same etching in the picture. You have a medium gray and a light gray, medium gray, light gray, medium gray, light gray. A tad bit more of a medium gray, light gray, medium gray, light gray, medium gray, light gray, so on and so forth. This happens a lot in the picture. And we can go ahead and do the same thing that Donny does and do it in Boss. And you can see that all three of them have the same color as far as the pixels. He claims for it to be that this is a serious thing and that this is something and that, you know, it is what it is and whatever. But he never goes in and actually sits for hours and looks at the picture pixel by pixel and says, wait a minute, that's there and that's there and that's there and it's over here and it's over there and it's over here. I mean, you could do this with almost every area of the picture. There's another one here. We'll copy it, paste it as a new image. Come over here, we'll blow it up. We'll do an emboss. Okay. It's the same as that. It's the same as that. It's the same as that. Okay? It is not a spaceship. It is not a conspiracy. There's no cover-up. There's no anything. It's the resolution on this camera, and there's different versions of it. Over here you see that there's a brighter one. There's one over here. Now let's see if they're the same one. We'll do a copy. We'll do a paste. Okay. We'll do a copy. We'll do a paste. Okay. And let's look for another one that's that bright. I think those were the only really two big bright ones. Okay. So let's bring that down. Now these are two totally different areas in the picture. Let's blow this one up. Not blow it up, zoom it in. Okay. We'll do the same to this one. Put it as close to each other as we can. Okay? Same little box area here. Same little box area here. With the same count pixel. There's 6 up here and there's 6 down here. With the exception that this one here, which looks like one of those things that are in the Tetris game, is lighter than this one. But it's the same shape. Okay. Where's my image? If you look throughout the picture, those little scratches are everywhere. Everywhere. Okay? So how could it be something when it's all over the picture? all over. You're going to tell me that if it's some kind of object, a spaceship, or whatever it is that you want to call it, it's going to be identical in every single image, or in every single one that shows up. Come on. I mean, come on. This is what happens when people are hard-headed and they want to believe what they want to believe, and then they don't want to listen to reason. Let's take 3 topics with this picture. He claims it was sent to him by a subscriber. The subscriber said that it was a telescope picture of the object close to 89 Leo. And I think up here, I believe, is what he says was 89 Leo, or down here, or whatever. Okay? It actually doesn't, it turns out that it's not in Leo. Then the person says that it was taken on January 9th of this year. And it comes out to be that it was taken 2010. So that's 2 false claims with this picture so far. What I try to figure out is that, okay, supposedly Donny was sent this picture. He says it's a trusted source. He is claiming that Ian edited this the picture he has on his blog spot to remove this object. Okay? Somehow he removed it, and it's a big cover-up, and, you know, people are out to get him. And he's now saying that New Meyer Station has something to do with this cover-up. You know what? I came to the conclusion a long time ago that he can say whatever the hell he wants. But when you're attacking somebody who was the person who took the original image of a comet, and then you send him a message or an email or a letter or whatever, and then he basically tells you you're incorrect. This picture was taken in 2010 by me. It was of a comet. It was this. It was that. And then you go and you start ranting and raving and yelling and barking, and telling that this man is doing a cover up, and he's involved, and he's this and he's that. And you don't even look at the image. You emboss it. You put histo contrast. You darken it. You lighten it. You do this. You do that. But you don't examine the picture to see that all over the picture are these scratch areas. You see them all over the picture. All over. There's little imperfections in the picture. Down here, over here, up here, here, here. They're all over down here. Right there. Over here, over here. Those little areas are all over the picture. Here, and here, and here, and here. Why not examine the picture? If you feel you're so right and it's a conspiracy against you, examine the picture. There's one here and here and here and here. They're all over. Here's the one that he's talking about. And this one. We'll keep coming over, and here and here and here and here. And here, and there's something there. and here, and here, and here. Over here. Over there. Over here. They're all over. And here, and here. Over here. And there. And yes, they're not all the same, but some of them do match up. Some of them actually do match up, and they are the exact same scratch in the image. But they're all over. Okay? Look, he can say what he wants. That's fine. If you want to look at an image and you want to say that it is a frog in the sky, you're entitled to that. But then when somebody has a different opinion and somebody comes to a different conclusion and tries to talk to you about it, or tries to have a healthy adult debate about it, you just want to bug out, and you want to yell, and you want to curse, and you want to, well, all right, not curse. He really rarely ever curses. That's me. You want to do all these things. You don't like a difference of opinion. Let's bring over Ian's original picture. Okay? You can see a heavy mass object, no heavy mass object. The scratches, however, that are all over the picture are also in Ian's. So, for the sake of argument, if Ian, not that I believe that he did, if Ian decided to say, oh my God, I caught something, I'm not going to talk about it, I'm going to cover it up, and then he knew that everything else in the picture, okay, was something, wouldn't he cover that up as well? Like I said, I don't believe at all that Ian did anything to cover anything up. There's nothing there. Nothing. And there was one particular part of the video that I watched last night. He's uploaded so many, I can't even keep track. Where we gotta do an emboss on this. Where he's talking about this object, it being a sea of some sort, and it's a horseshoe, it's whatever. Then he brings up this area over here that has something to do with this. These two areas have something in common. So remember, Donny is saying that Ian covered up this object. He removed it from his picture. Okay. Let's come on over here. This is Ian's original. And we'll do an emboss. And this same shading area here is in both pictures. It's in both. So if Ian was trying to cover up whatever object was here, don't you think he would have covered that up too? See the area? All I'm saying is, guys, if Donny wants to believe what Donny wants to believe, that's fine. But don't attack a person who is the original owner of that picture, who took that picture of Comet Hartley in 2010, and start bashing him and calling him whatever, because your theory and his fact don't match up. That's all I'm saying. I mean, there's a lot of ways that a person that really knows Photoshop can bring out the fact that that was a cover-up. I never added anything to a picture of stars or a comet, so I can't really tell you exactly how it's done. Okay? Let's do a count layer here on the color on the layer count. On the original image, it's 243. Then this one that Donny claims to be the real one has 248. So right there, that's telling you not only is it an obvious difference, but there's a count difference. You could play around with this image and you can, let's do a one-step noise removal. It's going to take a while. It's a pretty big image. That kind of makes it flattens everything. Okay? You see how that thing just pops out? Let's do a clarify. Do a clarify again. You see that? How it just, the more you do it, the more it looks fucking Photoshopped. Let's do a high pass sharpen with hard light. That's completely as bright as it can get. Look at that. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there that knows Photoshop in and out and, you know, edits pictures and has done a lot of things. Maybe they can figure it out. Maybe they can figure out how it was done. I mean, let's see. I'm thinking that they did multiple layers on it. But let's just see here. I know that if I do it like this, it just won't work. We can do a burn. No, I don't want to smudge. I want to burn. And you can turn down the opacity on it. And you can do that and lighten the area. And you can come back and do a dark of the area so you have a shadow. And then you can do a clone feature and come to a random spot in the photo that doesn't have stars and do and copy over that fuzziness. But this is, I'm not working with layers here. When you work with layers, you get a different effect because you can change the blending on it. You could do a lot of things, but I mean, I don't know how they did it. I don't do that. So I'm assuming. I don't know. I mean, you could do the blatant thing, and like I said, I mean, we can add a layer to this. We can play around with it, and we can do maybe a 22 that looks like a 22. No, 22 is too big. Alright, a 19, and you can do a white. You can do, okay, this opacity thing is killing me. You can do a black. And then for this layer, you can blend it out. And it fades into the background. I mean, it's not easy. I can tell you that much. From the little bit that I know about Photoshop and the little bit that I have done with Photoshop when I took the classes. I mean, this was years ago. You can do a lot. I mean, you can make anything you want. I mean, you really can. You really, really, really can. And I really mean that. Like, you could do so much. I'm going to try to do this again because it pissed me off the first time. And you can kind of, because this is not a perfect circle. Okay, you can kind of make it look and kind of, you know, fill it out and do whatever. Of course, I don't do it with a layer. And I know that it's layer work. It's layer upon layer upon layer of work. That was not a, there you go, and that's what it is. No, that there was layer work done to that. That I can tell you. And that's how you get that depth, that perception that it's an actual thing. That's how you get that. So let's do an opacity of 100 and a hardness of 1. We'll just use that. And we can come over and not only can you do the blend mode, you can do the opacity. You can do a preview on the image. You can keep it 100 and then you can do blending with the actual channel on the image you're inputting. You can change the brightness and the way it fades in, and you know, like for instance, we'll make that like that, and then we'll do this maybe to a 2, and then we'll come over and do that whole cloning thing again. I said clone. Thank you. And you can kind of copy over. It'd be nice if I did it on this one. When you do that, then you can't, you gotta use the full image. And there's so many things that could have been done to this picture. And it's a play on everything. I mean, they could have done, no, not a push, a soften. They could have turned down the opacity on the soften. They could have turned down the hardness on the soften and kind of, you know, blended out the edges. It's not easy. I'm telling you, it's not easy. It's not. And then we can come back to the clone tool and go back over it. Whoever did it, it took time. I mean, you can add things to an image, is all I'm saying. And whoever did it for whatever reason, whether they wanted to continue this theory of this theory of a heavy mass object or whatever, or they're doing it to fuck with people. I don't know why they did it. It's not a real object. And the other thing that Donnie's talking about that he says nobody else is talking about is this thing, and I showed you guys. It's all over the picture. So, I mean, it's as easy as sitting with images and doing your homework. doing your homework. Like, legit doing your homework. I mean, there's so many things that could be said about it. Like, he also put it negative, and I think he embossed it after that. And that's that one. We'll do it to this one. This is the one that doesn't have the object. Oh my god, where is it? No, I don't need that one. I need this one. And this is the one he says is the object. And this is the real image, according to him. This is the faked one that was covered up. And then he talks about everything having depth. And, you know, emboss this and do that. And it shows you this. And that's not showing you the depth of anything. It's playing with the pixels in the image, with the shadowing in the image, with the light in the image, with everything in the image. And that's what it's doing. I don't know. All I'm saying is, think before you speak. Think before you claim something. And sit for hours and examine your picture. If you're so set on that the picture you were sent is the real one, then examine it. Examine it before you start going nuts. That's what I'm saying. That's all that I'm saying. And I'm not saying that he isn't entitled to his opinion. We've come to the conclusion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But don't go attacking the person who took the original image 2 years ago or a year and a half ago and go crazy on them. And what are you accomplishing with that? I don't know. But this video is as long as it could possibly be. I'm just gonna shut up now. And I wanted to point out what he said nobody else was pointing out. That, what's that? Explain that. What is that? It's all over the picture, dude. That's all I'm saying. It's all over the picture. So you're gonna tell me the same exact object is all over the picture and it never changes? Come on. This is typical of him. It's typical. It's typical of him. It's typical of I don't know. You know, I made it I made it a point to not let him get to me and not let him bring me to a level where I don't need to be. And I'm not at that level. I'm calm and I'm whatever, but all I'm saying is he won't ever change. He's going to continue to do what he wants and say what he wants. And none of us are ever going to convince him otherwise. All we can do is take what he says and we can either brush it off and whatever, let him do him. Or, you know, we can try to explain it. And then when you try to explain it, you're instantaneously called a troll and a hater and whatever. And none of us are that. We have A, a difference in opinion. B, different mindsets. C, we have logic. And we don't necessarily take one thing and then run with it. You look at something, you say, okay, well, what could this be? You examine it a little bit. Especially with something like this, that it's the topic of the year. Everybody's talking about this thing that's supposedly coming towards us. And you're just adding fuel to the fire. Look, I'm not saying that there's not a planet X out there, or another planet we don't know about, or, you know, life in another world. I'm not saying that. I believe that. I do believe that there's things out there that we have yet to find, or yet to interact with, or whatever you want to say it. But everything is always so negative and so out of the world insane. It can never just be like, okay, well, what is this? Is this even real? What can we do? And it's like, it gets to a point where how much more can you say before you look like a fool? I strongly believe that whatever picture was sent to Donnie was edited. It is not original. It was doctored. That object was added with layering, with blending. It can be done. And if there was something there that was original to the picture, it would look original to the picture. That object matches, as far as the way that it looks, the perception that you get when you look at it, doesn't match anything else in the picture. At all. Everything else is an object, like a star is a star, the comet's a comet, whatever it is. But this thing just looks like it overpowers the picture. So for as much as they tried to make it seem like it was legit, they actually did it so much that it looks like it doesn't belong. It just doesn't. And I don't know much about photography, and like I said, I know Photoshop to an extent, but it just doesn't look like it belongs. It doesn't match anything in the picture. Like, that's just common sense and logic. It stands out like a fucking sore thumb. It doesn't blend into the background. And if it was something that was taken of an object, this object would have to be, I don't know. It's so ridiculous that I don't even know what to say. And he goes and he talks about the strike through on the stars. He just, I can't even talk about him anymore. I feel sorry for the people that listen to him and believe what he's saying, because they're being fooled. They're being convinced. And he doesn't do homework on his shit. He doesn't sit for hours and examine a photo. He just puts it out there and then gets mad when somebody tells him it's not true. I don't know. I'm just gonna end this. I'm gonna keep playing around with this picture and with both of them, and I'll see what I can find. I don't know how they did it. I know that it was a lot of blending and a lot of layering. I know that because it looks like a 3D object. It looks like it's popping out at you. And it doesn't blend into anything else in the background. They tried, but they didn't succeed. They just didn't. And for those of you that believe that this is true, I feel sorry. I feel sorry because you're panicking. You're fearing something that's not there. I mean, it can be the heavy mass object that Terrell is talking about, and now apparently Donnie's on board with it. Because it's not even an image from Leo. It's nowhere near Leo. Okay? I don't know. There's so much that it's... Now it's an apparent astronomer cover-up, and I don't know. It actually drains my energy. Like, I swear it just drains my energy. So I'm just going to shut up, upload this video. I will put the link for both pictures directly, just these two links. I'll put, this one will be titled Ian's Original, and then this one will have it, it'll be next to where it says Donnie's opinion, or Donnie's picture, which is not Donnie's, but whatever. I mean, I'm sitting here and I'm doing this, and I can see that the resolution, this snowy stuff that you see, is even off. It's not the same in each picture. I don't know. Seriously, I'm just gonna shut up. I wanted to point out the little things that Donnie is saying are objects of some sort and nobody's really talking about them, but yet they're all over the picture. You guys saw that. I apologize for the extremely long video and me talking about absolutely nothing. To some of you, it's absolutely nothing. That's all that I wanted to do. If I play around with it and I figure out how the hell it is that they did it, I'll upload a video about it. I know that it's layering, and I know that it's blending. I can tell you that much, just because of the way that it looks. They gave it a 3-dimensional look, and they blended it, and they did a lot of work to it. But unfortunately, they did so much work to it that it looks completely fake, which it is. So, look for the links below, and I will talk to you guys soon.